What's going on? How y'all doing out there? So, Rich Paul, LeBron James's sports agent, dissed Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons is a noted columnist, NBA takes, etc., etc. He dissed Bill Simmons, talking about the racial undertones. Still talking about the decision when LeBron James decided to come to Miami Heat and had it nationally televised, and how Bill Simmons tried to go after LeBron James and say he didn't have a father figure and try to come up with all this. And he said, Rich Paul was quoted saying that there were racial undertones. He said he doubted if that was Larry Bird or J.J. Redick that Simmons would have said such a thing. And I agree. LeBron James faced the ridicule for the decision for player empowerment and movement. Now, you rewind that clock back 40 years back previous, when Spencer Haywood did this, was players at Kurt Floyd in baseball. I can name black athletes who beat the owners at their own game. And the bottom line is this: the owners usually have had to say so. So for the players to do it, it's very important that the players have a say. Now, Bill Simmons runs, I think it's the Great Land. He's a NBA historian, does his different things. However, I think Rich Paul says he don't mess with Simmons at all. And LeBron's distanced himself from him too because of the tone and nature. And I agree. Players have to take care of players. These owners run the league like a plantation, and they dictate how and what usually. They got their own rules and caps and all this other stuff. So if a player wants to have empowerment, more power to it. If Bill Simmons had done his homework with the ABA to the NBA, the NBA always looking for things. There's always ways to, players should have a say. The way you think players have to go to endorsements and other means to generate their brand, because if you're in a certain market, you're not going to get the same look and love as you would in other markets. Do you really think if Damian Lillard played in Boston and put up the numbers, and Jason Tatum puts up numbers, but you think Damian Lillard played in Boston that he wouldn't be bigger? Or he played in New York, or Brooklyn? Come on now. Or Chicago or something, or Miami or something? Come on now. It's marketing. As great as you are is how you can sell yourself. But anyway, this did go personal. And a lot of times these white writers and what have you take cheap shots, say cheap things, and you wonder why someone like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar avoided talking to him, because there's a lot of ignorance and there's a lot of racial bias that goes on. And I think that's in part why Naomi Osaka didn't want to deal with the media in France, etc., etc., because there's a lot of stupidity that gets allowed to say things. And I've heard some of these reporters or some of these people, they trying to generalize the black experience using code words. That is nothing new in sports. They will always have something to say, to pick. And this guy was out of pocket about what he said about LeBron James in a decision. Obviously now, a decade plus later, some people are mixed on it, but you can't tell me that people don't slurp LeBron James up. 4 rings, 4 finals MVPs, 4 league MVPs, countless all-stars, etc., etc. One of the greatest players ever. One of the most decorated players ever. What they got to say. You have to take it upon yourself to create your own lane. You may not like it. Now, I may not always agree with sources LeBron James. Certain things even basketball related, but I'm going to say this. He did things in a way that he saw fit for himself. And that path he did before the owners could do to him. I applaud anyone that can do that. So Bill Simmons was out of pocket. But anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about Rich Paul dissing Bill Simmons about LeBron James. And I think rightfully so. And it was racial undertones. Please give me your thoughts, your takes. Please hit the like, subscribe. I welcome thoughts and comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. And you should watch how some of these white writers go after. They were more blatant back in the day. However, the subtlety is always there. I'm out.